Do you ever have one of those days where you just want to say, forget about working, forget about editing, forget about vlogging, I just want to sit down and finish reading that book? Well, that's kind of where I am today, but I owe you guys a circulation desk, and I'm going to give it to you. A few weeks ago, Kellie did a video on ARC etiquette for reviewers, which basically covered do's and don'ts and best practices if you were one of the people lucky enough to get your hands on an advanced reader copy, or an ARC, which is an early copy of a book that goes out to build buzz and gain some reviews for a title that hasn't been released yet. Now, today I want to cover that from the opposite end of the spectrum, looking at it from the publisher side of things. I work for Spencer Hill Press, which is a small YA publisher. They have a few different imprints now, and I take care of all of their review copy requests. I am their Joan of Arcs, as we like to call it. When I started working for Spencer Hill as their reviewer liaison, I had already been a book blogger for about a year and a half. So I was already familiar with what a fantastic community the book bloggers have, and generally how ARCs work. Now, I can't speak for bigger houses, as I'm sure things are a little more chaotic for them, and they might have a completely different process, but I do want to tell you a bit about how Spencer Hill handles things when it comes to review copy requests. On our website, there's a link called Reviewers that takes you to our reviewer request form. The form covers things like your name, your blog address, and your actual shipping address, because Spencer Hill Press mainly deals in physical ARCs right now. So reviewers will click that link and fill in all their information, as well as which books they're interested in reading. From there, it ends up in my inbox. Some days I only get 1 or 2 review copy requests, whereas others I get tons. Say after a cover reveal or when our newsletter goes out, my inbox absolutely explodes. So then it's my job to go through all of the emails and see where the books need to go. Now, no publishing house is ever going to be able to send physical review copies, or even ARCs in general, to every single reviewer who wants them. So it is part of my job to occasionally say no. When I do encourage the bloggers to keep in touch with us as their following continues to grow or as their reach expands, and hopefully we'll be able to work with them in the future. That and the occasional angry blogger is probably my least favorite part of the job, but for the most part it's a lot of fun, and I really, really love working with book bloggers. Let's face it, bookish people are just amazing. Then, for the bloggers I can say yes to, my next job is to put their information and which titles they're interested in into our spreadsheet. For the most part, Spencer Hill Press titles go out all at once rather than just as they're requested, so a few months before a book's scheduled to come out, all the ARCs will go out together. So it's important to have all the information in a nice clean place where it's easily accessible. So that's where my part of the process finishes. At that point, I'm just waiting for my copies of all the books, just like everybody else. That's it for today. Happy Catching Fire weekend, everyone, and may the odds be ever in your favor.